recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Chris.
Yo, we going down to Sesame Street.
That's your impression of hardcore rap?
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list. Oh my God.
You were like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. I'm Zahkia, standing in for Jonathan with good reason today. And I am here today with Mr. Ben Young. Hello, Ben.
Good morning, Zahkia. How you doing?
I am doing well. So today, Ben, is a very, very special episode. It's the Black History Month episode.
Indeed it is.
That means we've got play cousins today.
We do.
So let's start to meet our play cousins. So first up, we have my sort of neighbor from the good old Motor City, Mr. Rob Robert Everett. Hello, Robert.
What up, cuz?
Yeah. And also, on a more serious note, we have Christina Murphy-Waters, and you're from North Carolina, right?
That's correct.
Hi. I will say this because my dad's family name is Waters, so like you might actually be a cousin. So.
Well, what?
Just throwing that out there. And last, and certainly not least, we have Taylor Ferebee with us. Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Zahkia. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I do want to know each of my play cousins a little bit better. So Robert, back to you. Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Hey, everybody. Rob Everett. Go by Robert as you say, my signature names of sorts, as I am in the city of Detroit, live in Detroit, Michigan. By day, I am a project manager for a diesel manufacturer. But by night, I am a pub trivia host. I host for Sporkle. I host 2 nights a week, Mondays, Ferndale Project in Ferndale, and Wednesdays at Eastern Market Brewing Company, as I'm wearing the Eastern Market Brewing Company hoodie right now. I've been a host for a little over 10 years and have been a content writer for pub quiz games for the better part of, I believe, coming up on 6 years now. For something I do for fun, I'm also a co-host of a podcast. I think probably by the time that this airs, I will actually no longer be a co-host of said podcast. But I am currently a co-host of a podcast called Better on Draft, where we talk to craft brewers, craft brewer owners, and just people in the craft beer industry about their business and what they're doing. But I'm actually planning on stepping down from that show. It's still an awesome show, and it's always going to continue to be an awesome show. But I'm looking to do kind of my own podcast. I'm still working on the ideas, but yeah, that's me.
Oh, look at you, new podcast. So exciting. All right, Christina, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something about yourself, outside of the fact that you might be related to me.
Well, my family tree is extensive, so it's highly likely. So I'm Christina. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina. I am currently a school librarian, elementary school librarian, although I spent the last 7 years before that as a Latin teacher. Nerd alert. Something fun about myself, I guess I'm an aspiring children's book author. It's one of my New Year's resolutions. Get that done. And something that makes me laugh every time it comes up on Trivial Warfare. I used to play roller derby, and everyone having no idea what things like panty passes are cracks me up. Yeah, I was a blocker, Johnny Applespeed in the house. Yes, I know that's cheesy. I am a corny person.
Yeah, fit right in with this podcast. Let me tell
There
you.
we go. Voted second hardest hitter in my league. There we go.
Nice.
Well, I absolutely love that because I did do a warm it up of roller derby name or Carmen Sandiego villain. So yes, I feel it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Taylor, it's your turn. Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Taylor. I'm originally from Hampton, Virginia, but I'm in Ithaca, Virginia, getting my PhD. I'm the math and corn girl from last year. So I study mathematics of corn genetics. And other than that, I was a former Latin student, so that's fun to see a Latin teacher. I got the Oxford Classical Dictionary from National Latin Exams, so love it.
I'm so excited. Oh, man.
And, yeah, it's great. And fun fact about myself, since it is Black History Month, I have a fun connection to an HBCU, Fort Valley State University. My great-great-grandfather, James Isaac Miller, was one of the founders and gave the land for the school. It used to be the science building. Now I believe it's the social science building. Is named after him.
That is super cool. You are descended from very, very nice stock. I'm into it.
Yeah, it's one of the only HBCUs founded by former slaves.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
So we have a great group of play cousins today. So let's just get it started with Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
So today's Warm It Up, Chris. And it's inspired by a conversation my mom and I had about the TV show 6 Feet Under, which is not a historically Black show. But we were talking about the opening credits and the couple that's played by Michael C. Hall and Matthew St. Patrick. We were talking the actors by their names, and then she looked at them on screen and she mixed up Michael C. Hall and Matthew St. Patrick because one is Black, the other one was white. She thought Matthew St. Patrick, the Black actor, was Michael C. Hall, the white actor. And she's like, I guess I assumed is because I feel like putting a middle initial is a very Black thing to do. Clearly,
You are not wrong.
clearly it's not the case all the time because we do have Michael C. Hall and we do have John C. Reilly. But here I have a list of a bunch of actors, and not just actors, but celebrities, just well-known Black public figures that use a middle initial. I'm going to give you the middle name and a clue, and you tell me who it is.
Okay. All right.
All right. So, Taylor, since you are up on my screen first, we'll start with you. The middle name is Bakari, and your clue is he needs the middle initial so he does not get mixed up with a sports star.
That's Michael B. Jordan.
That is indeed Michael B. Jordan. Nice job. Christina, it's your turn. The middle name is Jane. Your clue, the queen of hip-hop soul.
Mary J. Blige?
Mary J. Blige is a correct answer.
Thank goodness. Oh.
All right. Ben, unfortunately, you have a hard one.
As opposed to the first two. Okay. Got it.
The middle name is Lamont. Your clue, he is an actor, or was an actor on Law and Order and a Broadway star.
An actor on Law and Order and a Broadway star. I don't know if you're trying to trick me or not. I'm going to go with Samuel L. Jackson.
That is incorrect.
I know he was a Broadway star. Okay.
Does anyone else want to pick it up?
You said from Law and Order?
Isn't Ice-T on Law and Order?
That's what I was thinking. It's like, there's no L in there. I don't know.
She said law. She said Law and Order. Full stop. She didn't say it's SVU.
Got it.
Good point.
This one is really tough. The correct answer is Jesse L. Martin.
Martin. Yes.
Okay.
Forgot about him.
Yeah. Robert, you're up next.
All right.
Middle name is Leroy. Your clue, he's a furious actor.
Now that, I think, would be Samuel Leroy Jackson.
It is Samuel Leroy Jackson.
Is that not one of the blackest names you ever heard in your life? Samuel Leroy Jackson. Like, excluding names that are made up, like that's a very black name.
That's a full name that your mama gonna call you screaming down in the backyard when you do something really wrong. Like you get the first middle when you did something stupid, but when you did something really wrong, Samuel Leroy Jackson. It's like, whew. He just looks at his friends like, "I'll see y'all next week, man." I'm
Yeah. Yep. Go on and pick out your Switch off the tree.
More like, I see you next week. Let's get back into it. Taylor, middle name is Penda. Clue, she knows it's hard out here for a mathematician.
What a great clue.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
This is so embarrassing.
I
think I'm overthinking this.
Yeah, I can give you another tertiary clue with the other two initials if that helps.
Sure.
So the other two initials you're looking for are T and H. Middle name Penda. She knows it's hard out here for a mathematician.
Oh, Taraji P. Henson.
Taraji P. Henson.
Good job.
Is
Oof, that's a trick. I'm used to just Katherine Johnson.
It happens.
These are hair products.
She is lovely. I love watching her. Christina, you have a middle name Anthony. Your clue, he's a sports journalist whose takes are always first.
You hit me right in a weakness. I do not know the sport ball at all, unfortunately.
He's the loudest person on ESPN by far.
True. Yes.
That would help if I had ever in my life watched ESPN.
Good point. Touche.
Hang on. A.
Mm-hmm. The other initials are SS.
I'm going to take the L on this one. Who can help?
Yeah, anyone want to help her out?
Yep, that's Stephen A. Smith.
Yep.
Yes, it is indeed Stephen A. Smith, the loudest person on ESPN.
Loudest.
It is not close.
No. He's like those commercials like during the 90s and 2000s where he'd be watching a show to be very quiet and all of a sudden some commercial with like Billy Mays would come on and it would just be super loud. You have to turn it down. Right, that's him every episode. It's just
yeah. I posted about this a few months back. I talked about how when Alexis was, well, she's still small, but when she was really young, we tried to watch things if she was in a room, didn't have any cursing in it. So like, I told Sheena, let's turn to ESPN. That's pretty clean. As soon as I turned to it, Stephen A's like, I don't give a damn. Come on, man. I don't want to watch Disney all day.
All right. Well, Ben, I think you're up next. The middle name you have is Kelby. Your hint, this is Us actor who isn't silver-haired quite yet.
Yeah. I don't watch this. I've watched 10 minutes of one episode. So I'll take this opportunity to tell a funny story about that. It was right after the Super Bowl a few years back. And it was an episode where there was a fire and the dad was rescuing everybody. He got everybody out, but the dog was still in the house. He was like, I need to go back and get the dog. And in my mind, I was like, F that dog. You need to get out that house. Clearly, I'm not an animal lover like some of our listeners are. Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know if I can give spoiler alerts, but spoiler alert for This Is Us. You would be alive if you didn't go back and get that dog. Anyone else? Does anyone know Kelby?
Is
This
the
is-
last name Brown?
The last name is Brown.
Is it
There's
Michael
Erling?
K. Brown?
No, there's a little hint in he isn't silver-haired quite yet.
Sterling K. Brown.
Sterling K.
Sterling.
Brown
Okay.
is the correct answer.
Nice.
Rob,
Yep.
I gave this to Dane, my husband, and he just looked at me. So, warning. The middle
right.
name is Talia Farrow. And your clue is, despite what you may think, the T does not stand for Tuskegee.
Oh. Wow. I think I'm going to need those other initials real quick.
All right. The other initials are B and W.
Booker T. Washington?
It is Booker T.
Yep.
It is Booker T. Washington. The clues are the people took a little bit of a left turn. Taylor, middle name Bernard. He has a Tony and 2 Primetime Emmys, including one for Lovecraft Country. But he might be best known as Angela Bassett's husband.
I actually wrote this name down because you gave me initials, and I'm looking at it right now.
I'm literally looking at him and I have no clue what his name is. Oh my gosh.
He's that guy from that thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, he's absolutely that guy from that thing.
exactly who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Initial?
C and V.
Also having appeared on Law and Order.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep.
Lots of guest appearances. You remember he's on Scandal.
I know he's in literally everything, and I can't think of his name. And the only C name I can think of is like Curtis Blow, and it's not him.
Yeah. So close.
He's around.
Does anyone else want to help out Taylor?
That is Courtney B. Vance.
Yes.
Courtney B. Vance is correct.
Yeah. If you haven't seen him portraying Johnny Cochran in the OJ documentary, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
He was fantastic in that.
Christina, you have Yvonne, and your clue is activist and scholar who has been free since 1972.
Activist and scholar. Free since 1972. Could I get a first initial?
I'll give you the first and last initial.
Sweet.
A and D.
Oh, man. I see what they say about Trivial Warfare and being on camera, and suddenly everything you knew flies away.
Yeah. Microphone takes 10 IQ points away for sure.
Indeed.
Would you like someone to help you out?
Yes.
All right, Ben, I see the fish.
Afro.
Oh, Angela Davis.
Yes.
There
Thank
go.
you. Oh, I didn't know that there was an E in there. That's what threw me off. I only know her as Angela Davis.
Yes. Well, Angela Y. Davis, she is credited as sometimes.
I wrote down Yvonne spelled with an E, like a ding dong.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had all my coffee yet. Let me get that.
Yeah. Good idea. Good idea.
All right, Ben.
Yep.
Middle name Kenneth. Your hint. R.I.P. Omar Little.
Oh. This is the guy that played on The Wire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Trying to remember his name. I want to say it's like Brian K. Washington or something, or Michael K. Washington, something like that. I have no idea if I'm close or not.
You were
Another
kind of
black
close.
Last name.
You're
Yeah, I
pretty
don't-
close.
There.
Yeah.
I don't know I'll know it when I hear it, but I'm not going to be able to come up with it.
I mean, Rob, I know you know this one.
That's Michael K. Williams.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Michael
Yep.
K. Williams.
Yep.
Also known as Omar Little. R.I.P. to both of them.
Omar coming.
All right, Rob. You have my favorite name on this list.
Uh-oh.
Middle name, Pay It No Mind.
Okay.
Your hint. is that she's a Stonewall icon. Flying out
Oh man. Yeah, no.
Did anyone know? Like your other initials are M and J. That helps.
I think
I don't-
Christina's got a beat on it.
Yeah.
I believe this is our legendary brick throwing sister, Marsha P. Johnson.
It is the legendary brick throwing sister, Marsha P. Johnson. Very nice.
Okay.
Taylor, you are up. Middle name is Anjanetta. Your hint is because of the way she set it off, maybe she should have been Black Mamba. Seems like I am giving the middle names to the wrong people. Like,
Yes.
I've known every single other one.
Same.
Initials.
V and F.
Love the clue with the combo going on in there.
Would this be Vivica A. Fox and your reference Kill Bill?
Yes, this is Vivica Anjanetta Fox.
Nice.
Christina, middle name is Marisol. Your hint, she is Will's cousin and Carlton and Hillary's little sister.
The actress?
Mm-hmm.
Truly? The wrong initials to the wrong people. Help me, please.
TA are the other initials, if that helps. If not, you are free to pun it.
It's not Tiffany.
It is not.
That's like the least black name. Oh my gosh. Anybody else?
I don't know the last name. I got the first one. I think her first name is Tatiana, right?
Yes, Tatiana is the first name. Tatiana M. Last initial. Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
What was that? I missed
Ali.
Ali.
Ali, of course it is.
All right.
Hi. Yeah.
Warm it up is almost over, guys. We got 2 more.
All right. Good. Because we are not warm.
Well, on the contrary, there is sweat rolling down, but I don't think it's from
Well,
my
you were
brain.
warm before we
to go.
started. Yeah.
You are warm from the work. All right. So, Ben,
Yes.
middle name, Oliver. Your hint, United States Air Force General and Commander of the Tuskegee Airmen.
Oh yeah, no.
He's historical.
You might as well just read the name. No.
Well, it's funny because you share a first name with him. It is Benjamin O. Davis.
Yep. Okay. He's a great man that I do not know.
Rob, you got the last one.
All right.
Middle name is Stanley. And your clue was literally, he's that dude in Rudy and Rock
Yes.
and Menace to Society and A Time to Kill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He was in Low Down Dirty Shame too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm drawing a damn blank right now.
I should have given this one to Ben, it seems.
You should have.
What are the
Critical
other two? What are the other 2 initials?
C and D.
C and D. Yeah, I'm not even close. Go for it, Ben.
Yep, that is Charles S. Dutton.
Yes, Charles
Oh.
S. Dutton.
Loved Rock. Love that show.
Yeah. Actually, the wife on Rock, is friends with my mom and my uncle. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah. That was warming up Chris.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit lukewarm, but we'll work on that.
Yeah, tepid. We are
Yeah.
firmly tepid.
Firmly tepid. Hope you guys enjoyed it though. So
was
this
good.
is going to be
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be episode 412 of Trivial Warfare, and that means we are on the main feed. So everybody gets a little Black History Month. If you like what you are hearing and you want to hear more, be sure to go to trivialwarfarearmy.com. That's where you can sign up to support the show and get access to all of the archived episodes and the Patreon ones. And don't forget, you can play along with today's game on the Triviamatic app. Just download the Triviamatic app to your phone. Once you start, you'll hit the Play Now button and put in this code, so you can play along with today's game. And speaking of today's game, we've got Ben and Christina versus Rob and Taylor. I am hosting. And it's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on. All right, so before we start, I'm always hunting for show titles. And I really like how you didn't pronounce it episode 412. You pronounced it episode 412. And I thought this would be really good to say that this show is a sequel to the Mary J. Blige album, What's the 411?
411.
I love it. Oh my God.
I'm just going to throw that out there. Now, we may come up with something better as we go along, but just want to throw that out there.
I love it. What's the 412?
Yes. I mean,
so good.
If it's going to be a sequel, then can we just be What's the 412 Electric Boogaloo?
My name is Ben Young, and I approve this message.
You guys are saying that you're not warm. I don't believe that.
Oh, we're gonna suck at the trivia part, but we're really good at the pun part.
Oh yeah, you'll get the jokes.
So
you may not get the
Christina,
answers.
Right. So Christina and Taylor, this is your first time playing on Black History Month, I believe. So the goal today is not to win. The goal today is to answer enough questions so as not to get your black card revoked. Okay, that's
that
what
is
we're
my
going
only worry right now.
Yeah.
I have been worrying about my black card for this entire week, to be honest.
Hey, understand, because last year I hosted, so I was under exemption, and so this year's going to be a little different.
Yep.
Well, I will tell you guys, I have tailored this game to fun, to laughs and jokes. So the more fun we get out of it, the better. So don't worry about your black cards. No one's getting revoked, especially if I am the arbiter of that. I don't do that. I don't do that.
Gotcha. Okay.
That is not me. All right, friends, let's get started. Round 1. Question 1. Your category, the U.S. Constitution.
All right. Oh yeah, this game is gonna be that hard. Round 1, question 1. U.S. Constitution. yeah. Okay.
Where's my white flag right now?
Exactly.
Slavery in the United States was largely abolished federally by what amendment to the U.S. Constitution? Because it does not abolish slavery as a punishment for a crime, Ava DuVernay also used this amendment number as the title of her 2016 documentary.
Almost feel like we can 3, 2, 1 that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
13.
13.
13th is your correct answer. Nice job. You guys are all worried for nothing.
Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah,
I
that
feel
was-
like you were just amping me up for no reason.
Let's wait till episode 2. Or let's look at your question 2, and then we'll see.
That's fair. That's fair.
That was the hustle question. That's the one to make sure, hey, I could play this game. And all of a sudden, dude just runs like 6 straight balls on you. And it's like, all right, $100.
Zahkia does come through with like the spiciest of spice in that 6th round, so I'm nervous.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Frankly, I'm a little nervous too. But yes, I am tailored to fun today. Question 2, your category, sports lookalikes. It really is a shame that Omar Epps has not been cast to play this coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who has led the team to 2 Super Bowl appearances and 1 win.
We can lock in.
There's my guy right there. There's my man, rest in peace, Franco Harris.
Franco Harris.
As my man.
Oh, you got a Steelers fan.
As I always like to say, because every time he makes mistakes, I do call him Coach Epps. Every time.
Look exactly like him.
He looks exactly like him. Like I want to meet him. It's just like, didn't you die in Scream 2 right at the beginning? Because I swear I've seen you.
Well, next time he makes mistakes, you should call him Coach Ineps instead of Coach Epps. That would be great.
Well,
my mom is the biggest Steelers fan. She has like the Judy and Burke bag with the earrings, with the jersey, with the shoes.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yeah. But he's also from 757, Mr. Tomlin himself.
Yes, Mike Tomlin. That is what we are locking in with.
All right. Ben and Christina, what did you say?
Y'all have all the flavor text, so I'll just say we also said Mike Tomlin.
That's good. The correct answer is Mike, Coach Ineps Tomlin.
Indeed.
He's keeping this offensive coordinator, so it's like I'm thinking of switching to that name right now. I'm a little mad. I'm a little mad, but we'll see.
If we're looking for some extra flavor, I do remember when I asked my husband this question. He's like, Mike Tomlin always looks surprised. Like, you always like, you caught him doing something.
Yeah. Eyebrows permanently raised. Yeah. Yeah. So I want to talk about Steelers fandom for a minute because, like, people say the Cowboys are America's team, but I come across way more Steelers fans than I do Cowboys fans, and as a group, y'all are way better to deal with. I'm just gonna put that out there.
We travel well, and there is a story where, and I believe former Dolphins coach Dave Wannstedt had said this once, where he was talking to the Rooneys, the owners of the Steelers, and the Rooneys had been reached out to from the NFL about having the Steelers being named America's team, and Dan Rooney was just like, we're not America's team. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers. You take that name the hell up out of here. And so that's why America's team got named the Cowboys.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, we travel and we're all over the place, and we'll have fun. We'll crack crap about your team and still buy you a beer.
Yeah. Y'all are just not delusional about your team. That's what I like about you. Y'all are very realistic about your team. Cowboys win one playoff game and lose their absolute crap. Like, I don't. What is going on? But anyway,
hey, the last time they won a playoff game, you couldn't text. I'd be going crazy too.
Yeah, man. All right, we'll be on this for an hour, Zahkia. So yeah, let's move to the next question.
Round 1, question 3. Your category: famous bunnies. Upon Trevor Noah's exit from The Daily Show in 2022, the first guest host to step up is this 6-foot-tall SNL alum, known for their Olympics and Game of Thrones commentary on social media.
That seems good to me, Christina.
Is that the right last name?
Yes. Yeah.
You are locked in, Rob?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're locked in.
We're locked in.
Oh, okay.
Right. Wait, Christina.
Okay. Well, I just learned that Trevor Noah left the show and was like, what happened? It's been like 7 years. Because I was looking up The Daily Show and was like, Leslie Jones, where is Trevor Noah? So I guess we lock in with Leslie Jones.
Yep. Yeah, I like that. We go with that.
Okay. Ben and Christina say Leslie Jones. Robin Taylor, what do you say?
Oh no. Oh no.
We almost had a little bit of a last name faux pas, and so I think pretty much before you even got through the question, Taylor was sending the message. I guess you can go ahead and complete that part.
So I'm like, oh, I know exactly, because she made the comment on that MLK statue that we won't talk about. And, and I texted, I was so confident, and I was like, it's Leslie Jones, or Jordan, who is not at all Leslie Jones, who is actually Well, we locked in. Thank you, Rob. Because Les Jordan is that short dude who recently passed away.
Yep.
Which is a very different person than the very tall woman comedian, Leslie Jones. But we locked in with Jones.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yes, the height disparity between Leslie Jordan and Leslie Jones is gargantuan.
Well, not only that, but one of the palest white men you've ever seen and one of the most melanated black ones. Like, it could not be more different.
Without a doubt.
Yes, on the opposite sides of many a continuum. But your correct answer is indeed Leslie Jones. Nice job, all.
When Christina was asking about do we have the last name right, I was able to confirm that with I think it was a Toyota commercial she was in with Tommy Lee Jones and one of the Jonas brothers. And I was like, yes, it's definitely Jones because she was in that commercial with Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you, I sometimes cannot remember her last name exactly. Like, I know her first name is Leslie. So thank you.
And hot take, I personally think that she is way funnier than Trevor Noah.
That's not necessarily a hot take. I've seen one clip of her, and she's really good. So
the statue that shall not be named, her commentary, like you said, had me rolling.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Not safe for work.
Yeah, it is. It's supposed to be, but it's not. So at the end of round 1, you guys are worried for nothing. Y'all both have perfect scores, 30-30. Round 2, question 1, women in politics, and I lifted this straight from the Jeopardy test exam.
Okay.
Unbought and unbossed was the campaign slogan for what woman? The first black woman to be elected to Congress, representing New York's 12th district from 1969 to 1983.
Shall we lock in?
Yeah, we're locked in.
Okay.
Ben, what you just sent me, that's what I was also thinking, but I wasn't 100%. So, Shirley Chisholm.
Yeah, I took the same exam that Zahkia took back in 2019, if that's the one that she's referencing. And I'm pretty sure that Shirley Chisholm was an answer on that test. Although the years that she gave, I have 77 in my mind for some reason. So the years seem off, but I'm feeling pretty strong about Shirley Chisholm here.
I cannot think of anything better. Let's go for it.
All right, we'll lock in with Shirley Chisholm.
All right, Robin Taylor, what did you say?
Same thing. We also said Shirley Chisholm. I was just kind of keying off of, New York, first black woman in Congress. I really didn't listen to anything else. I wasn't paying attention to year. Said that's probably her. Trust your gut and just go with it.
So both teams are correct. Shirley Chisholm is the answer. And yes, that is the Jeopardy test I was referencing, Ben.
Yeah.
She ran for president sometime while she was in Congress, too. And that wouldn't be 77, but it was sometime around that, I think, in the late 70s.
In fact, I actually believe that her running for president sparked the Dixiecrat movement that kind of flipped around the politics in the South. I remember reading about George Wallace and everything that happened around that time. So very interesting. Also, I want to point out, in case people were wondering that Zahkia and I are somehow close on our trivia prowess, we took the same test at the same time. Zahkia actually appeared on Jeopardy, and I was watching her. Just want to point that out to everybody.
I think you're plenty good at trivia, Ben. Round 2, question 2. Your category is television.
Televisiones.
I'm real excited for this one. On the 90s sitcom Living Single, Maxine Shaw decides to run for alderman using the slogan, "Ride the blank," fill in the word. A word that incidentally got a lot of use in the 2008 presidential election and was used in the title of the top grossing movie of 2022.
That's buttery.
Downright Crisco-y. I don't.
Okay.
Do you want to go with that?
Let's slap the lard and lock it in.
All right, Ben and Christina.
I do not know what just happened.
Me either. I just looked up and everybody was laughing. I'm like, did I miss,
Sorry,
did I
I
miss something?
started laughing because I was like, "Oh no, we didn't lock in first. Now we got to talk about it." Because the best I came up with was Ride the Panther. I was like, wasn't Black Panther Wakanda Forever like the top grossing movie? And then I was like, I don't know, did the Black Panthers get talked about a lot because Obama was running? Was it Ride the Panther? I was like, I don't know that makes any sense. And Ben, what was your side of it?
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know. We were both trying to figure out what the highest grossing movie was. I'm like, well, I have an 8-year-old, so we're all Disney all the time. So I'm like, I don't think Encanto was the highest grossing movie. And if it were, that wouldn't make any sense for this question. And then when you say Ride the Panther, it reminded me of the last Medea movie that was made, it was about a funeral. One of the relatives that was disabled had a cake with a naked woman in an afro riding a Black Panther. So that's all that was the image that I had in my head. And I know for a fact that Rob did not see that movie because he hates Medea movies.
Thank you.
I do remember that.
It's the original MCU.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so great. So we were like, well, I know that Obama ran, the word hope was brought up a lot during Obama's presidential campaign. There's probably a movie that's got hope in it that was really high grossing. So I think probably hope is our best shot here, Christina.
I'll go for that.
All right, we'll lock in hope.
Rob and Taylor, what'd you say?
Yeah, so we kind of went on that same tangent of Obama's Maverick. And then I was like, oh, well, then there was like the Blue Wave. It could be Ride the Blue Wave. But I don't remember anything about oceans or whatever. So then I started thinking about movies. And I was just on a plane recently and watched Top Gun Maverick for like the 8th time. Then I realized that everybody's watched that for 8 times. So I suggested Maverick. And so we locked in with Maverick.
So it's very funny that you guys fell into the same trap that my husband did when I asked him this question. Because he's like, Obama stuff, that was hope and change. But ride the hope, ride the change. That doesn't make any sense. But people forget that John McCain and Sarah Palin ran too. And she was busy calling him a maverick. And that's all I could think of when she's like, Maverick. I'm like, that's Maxine Shaw. Stop. But Maverick is your correct answer.
Good job.
Nice.
Quick Top Gun story. The first time I saw it, I was on a plane going to work in Chicago. And the first scene where the jet is taking off occurred at the same time that my plane was taking off. Let me tell you that you have not seen that scene until you've seen it on a plane that's actually taking off. It was amazing.
Round 2, question 3, your category. This guy's a gangsta. His real name's Clarence. It's a little Detroit stank on it. Can you give me the name of Francois Duvalier, a physician turned autocrat who declared himself president for life of Haiti in 1967? A similar nickname was given to his son, Jean-Claude, when he assumed office after his father died.
You want to lock in?
Yep.
There's nothing like typing a 30-word paragraph sentence right when people lock in. It's like, I guess I'll erase all this and just say another. So this is vaguely familiar. I may be way off, but I remember us having a question like this, or I may have even asked this question on the show about a dictator in Haiti. First of all, when I think of Haiti, I'm like, okay, it's either the dude that helped them gain independence from France in 1807, his name escapes me, or it's this other dude that I read about, and I believe that his nickname was Papa Doc. Again, it might not be the right dude, but I think that's the best that we got.
I typed in, I have no clue. Go for it.
We're going to lock in with Papa Doc.
All right, Robin Taylor.
We kind of had, pretty much once that came up, a funny thing was that once the name hit my head, I was thinking of like the one Ice Cube album where Ice Cube was calling himself Papa Doc, and it just went right back to Haiti. So we locked in with Papa Doc.
All right. So you guys got the physician, a doc, his son, Baby Doc, took on after he passed away. Your correct answer, played by Anthony Mackie in 8 Mile. Your correct answer is Papa Doc.
Nice
Very
work,
nice.
Ben. Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
So at the end of round 2, we have a little bit of disparity. Rob and Taylor, you guys are perfect with 60. Ben and Christina, you are not far behind with 50. We're going to get into round 3, which is what I am calling the Black Directors round.
Oh, boy.
And this first question, round 3, question 1, I've been saving this for a while in my phone. So let's have some fun.
All right.
Your category, Black Directors. Your question, the 1998 movie, The Players Club, a dramedy about a young woman taking on stripping to pay for her education, is dotted with appearance from Bernie Mac, Jamie Foxx, Terrence Howard, Charlie Murphy, and Lisa Ray McCoy. It was written and directed by what rapper in his directorial debut?
Should we lock that in?
Yeah. Yeah, I see
Okay.
that.
Locked in.
Okay.
Christina, what I had typed was, I have not seen this movie. I see it referenced all the time, but I never watched it like all the way through. 98 was that was right in the middle of my religious cult phase, so I wasn't watching anything like this. But like I say, I hear it referenced all the time. I know Lisa Ray became a big star off of that. I think in my mind I get it mixed up with Belly a lot because I think they came out around the same time. And that was another movie I didn't watch, but I know that one had DMX in it. So, but 98 puts me in the realm of, maybe Ice Cube or like a DMX. And I think that you said something about DMX as well.
I did right before your message came through. I was like, I've also never seen this movie. I was 8 when it came out, and I'm quite sure I wouldn't be allowed to watch it. But I do know, I was thinking of, rappers that got into the acting game, and DMX was the first one that came into my mind. So,
Yeah, so I'm thinking like an actor is one thing, but a director is that takes a certain amount of patience and a certain personality to direct. And I'm like, DMX doesn't strike me as a type of individual that has the patience or the organizational skills to be able to direct a movie, right?
Nah, he'll be around the set. Y'all gonna make me.
Yeah, exactly. Like DMX being to shot somebody within the first day. Now I know that Ice Cube. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, what y'all really want from us? Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that as like directorial skill.
Yeah.
This could be like a directorial debut for Ice Cube. It would have been. That's the right time frame. I'm trying to think if it's a rapper's directorial debut. I'm wondering if they made a cameo in the movie. That would make sense to me. But I didn't see the movie, so if there was a rapper that was in the movie, I would probably guess them. But I didn't see it.
No, but based on our 2 possible guesses, I'd go with Ice Cube.
Okay, we'll lock in with Ice Cube.
Great. Robin Taylor, what did you say?
Funny, I just mentioned his name like about 2 minutes ago. It is around as Christina was talking about with around the Friday era. I've only seen bits and pieces of it. I believe he does appear in it as well. We also locked in with Ice Cube.
Thank you, Ben and Christina, for me giving this image of DMX trying to direct a movie. It is so bad. But the rapper in question, this was his directorial debut. It was the only movie he directed, but he ended up acting in a few things after this. He does make an appearance in the movie, which is high camp, according to me. The correct answer is indeed Ice Cube.
Nice.
Yes. Nice, Ben.
Round 3, question 2. Same category, Black Directors. What Academy Award-winning actor is also active behind the camera, directing only 3 feature films? Hope Floats with Sandra Bullock, first daughter with Katie Holmes and the African American classic Waiting to Exhale. He's gone on to produce movies too, like Fruitvale Station and Sorry to Bother You.
Okay, I guess we'll lock in.
Okay.
Sure.
I remember Fruitvale Station coming up in a previous Black History episode of TWA. And I think that had to do with Ryan Coogler, but he is so new as a director, not a producer. We're looking for a producer of the newer ones, right? But the director of the older ones.
Correct.
Yes.
Academy Award winner who went on to produce.
So the question is not obvious in the way she wrote the question as to whether he won his acting Oscar before or after he directed these movies. So, but we do know if he was old enough to direct a movie that came out almost 30 years ago and he's still active today, we're probably looking for someone in their 60s or 70s, possibly older, right? So Black Oscar-winning actors, first in this era, the first person that comes to my mind is Denzel. But I'm pretty sure that Denzel directed that one movie. Can't think of the name of it because can't think of the name of anything today. But he directed a one movie where he was in the military and he killed his friend accidentally by friendly fire. And he was mentoring this other young man that was like a troubled youth. And the name is the name of a person. It's a first and last name. That's the name of the movie. I can't call it right now. I'm pretty sure that was one of that Denzel directed that movie. So that would have had to have been included on this list. So I'm eliminating Denzel for that reason. Waiting to Exhale, I know the soundtrack was done by Babyface. That I know. No idea who directed it though. So I guess I said all that to say I have no idea. But it's not Denzel, it's not Ryan Coogler.
No, if you wanted me to give you the actresses in Waiting to Exhale, that's one of my mama's favorite movies. I got you. Directors, no.
If we're doing wild guesses, again, I'm going to guess somebody that probably was in that movie. And my guess would be Gregory Hines. But I don't think he won an Oscar for acting. I don't think he did. But if we're wild guessing, my wild guess is going to be Gregory Hines.
Okay. That's not a bad guess. For some reason, Tay Diggs popped into my mind, but I think that's just because he's beautiful.
True. Very true.
I'm not going to disagree with that part of it. I think Tay would have been a little young to direct a movie.
I agree. Let's go with your answer.
We'll lock in with the somewhat less beautiful Gregory Hines.
Wow. Roast on Gregory Hines, Robin Taylor.
Man.
Admittedly, we also did a guess, but I think is an educated guess. I first couldn't figure out what movie that was, so I messaged Rob. Sorry to Bother You is with the one with the dude from Insecure, and he was like, it stars Lakeith Stanfield. And I was like, oh yeah, that was at South by Southwest, and that was a weird year, because there was like 3 or 4 black films and very famous people at South by Southwest. And I remember that Forrest Whitaker was at South by Southwest that year. So I guessed it's probably Forrest Whitaker because I think he has an Academy Award.
He has an Academy Award for Best Actor for the movie The Last Man in Scotland or something of that sort.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The Last King of Scotland.
Last King of Scotland.
Last King of Scotland.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that's right. But we went with Rob agreed, Forrest Whitaker.
So it's equally my fault if it's wrong.
What a great guess, though. I like that way better than ours.
Yeah.
So, let's break it down a little bit. Ben, the movie that the Denzel Washington directed movie that you're looking for was Antoine Fisher.
Yes,
that's one of my dad's favorite movies. And I considered asking about that, but no. It's funny. The answer to this question was given, and also subject to a beauty roast in a song, where it's like a bar is, everyone please turn your Bible to beauty tips according to Forrest Whitaker. Like, why can't be so mean to Forrest Whitaker? He may be not the most beautiful man, but he sure is talented, and he is also the correct answer. Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, good job, Taylor.
Wow.
Nice.
Forrest Whitaker's got a lazy eyelid like me, and so people hate on him for that. But whatever, man.
Ben, I believe in a previous Black History episode, you referred to him as the one with the crazy eyes.
I don't remember saying that, but it sounds like something I would say.
Scientifically, it's called ptosis, and it's not that his eye is just lazy; it's got a lazy eyelid, and it's
Right.
yeah.
I have the same thing in one of these eyes. I can't remember which one it is.
Well, I can't tell. So
It's this one. This one is a lazy eyelid. Yeah.
round 3, question 3, more Black directors. Robert Townsend, known for directing Hollywood Shuffle, and The Five Heartbeats, directed the Violet and Green episodes of what 2023 Netflix limited series starring Giancarlo Esposito?
I have meow meows on this one.
Oh, then take it. Yeah, we're locked in.
Yeah, she's got the meow meow.
Oh, she's got meow meows. Okay. All right. So I haven't seen this limited series. I know I am somewhat aware of it because it was referenced in Better Call Saul, its last season, and they were talking about how this last season's wrapping up, but you can catch Giancarlo and this other thing that's going on. I also learned like 6 months ago that Giancarlo Esposito was I guess you can call him the antagonist from School Days. Had no idea that was the same dude. Had no idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just
Big brother.
Today
Oh,
I learned.
yeah, had no idea.
I'm regrettably not very up on my 2023 shows as it's still January. And I'm a little behind in my streaming. Episode titles like Violet and Green lead me towards shows like Euphoria or Pose.
Okay.
But is it a new limited series, right?
You said 2023 limited series, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was thinking possibly Mandalorian, because I know that's coming out again and he was in that. But if it's specifically 2023, that's not going to fit. I kind of wanted to go with the joke answer here because I have no idea.
Well, I mean, a good joke answer would be like...
Breaking Black. That would be a good one.
It would. I was going more of the Pokemon route, like, you know, how they got the colors, the violet and the green, as the Jamaican version. Pokemon.
Oh, Jamaica Man. The latest Pokemon. Jamaica Man.
Pikachu, I choose you.
Choose you, man.
I choose Bumbleclot.
I think we're gonna go with Jamaica Man, Pokemon Forever. We're locking in with that.
Robin Taylor.
Taylor had all the meow meows on this one.
So my dad and I love anything that is similar to a procedural or a spy show or just something that's a fun twist on like a heist. I think this might have come out like New Year's Day or very close to it. And Giancarlo Esposito is great. I'm a Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul fan. Loved School Days. So we went with Kaleidoscope. I think the shtick was you could watch it in any order, and White is the last one that you watch. And they tried to shuffle them up, but there are a couple like orders that make more sense. I don't know. It was a fun way to watch television for 8 hours or however many hours it is. But yeah, we went with Kaleidoscope.
So Ben and Christina, I'm gonna need you to throw that Pokemon answer right back. The correct answer is Kaleidoscope.
Okay.
Taylor gave all the proper flavor. You can watch it in any order. You're supposed to end on White. But yes. So at the end of round 3, we have Robin Taylor with 90, Ben and Christina with 60. And you guys know I love you when I am trying the Jamaican accent for you. All love. For our midpoint, the category is, can you Name the band.
Oh.
I love New Edition, so okay. With hits like My Prerogative and Humpin' Around, Bobby Brown might arguably be the most commercially successful member of the boy band New Edition. Let's test that out. Can you give me the first names of the rest of the members of New Edition, including Bobby's replacement, who joined the band in 1987?
Pretty sure I can lock this, but I'm going to write them out anyway, Christina.
Okay.
You want first names?
Just first names.
Works for me, Ben.
I'm just triple checking because it's one of those traps where you're so familiar with the question that sometimes you can make an obvious mistake. So I'm just verifying here. We're locked in.
Okay.
We've established the other, obviously, because there was the other group that was made out of, when New Edition kind of broke up, being Belle Biv DeVoe. It's just, not remembering their first names at the moment.
Would it be terrible if we kind of just pick some black first names that sound like they would sound good in a group?
I mean, I don't want to say. we're thinking of like, 70s and 80s regular black names and not going too far back like Theophis or something like that. So, there is Johnny, because there's Johnny Gill. When they broke up, everybody had a career. And it's just like what Zahkia said, is that they weren't probably not as successful as Bobby. There's Ralph.
Like a Ralph. Yeah.
Ralph Tresvant. Yes.
Yep.
So there's Johnny, there's Ralph.
I really think there's a Ronnie, but that also might be like Blackstreet or someone.
I think there's a Ronnie too. I think that might be the DeVoe of DeVoe.
Oh.
I think.
Then who was Belle?
Like Ronnie Bell just sounds like.
Or like Ricky Bell. Like Ricky Bell sounds nice.
Ricky, yes.
Is that the name?
Yes, it is. So it's Ricky. There's Ronnie, Ralph. There's Johnny. I think the Biv is Michael, because I keep thinking of like Michael Bivins.
That sounds nice.
Nice. Okay.
Like, do you want Japanese for dinner? Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. like,
that does sound like a nice sounding group. Johnny, Ralph, Ronnie, Ricky, Michael.
Yeah. And then we'll leave the Brickashaw for when they rejoin. Like that.
That's the second Jets reference you've made today.
I'm glad somebody got that other one.
Yeah, I did. I got it.
All right. Okay, so just make sure what we have. We have Ricky, Ronnie, Ralph, Johnny, Michael.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that is what we will lock in with, is Ricky, Ronnie, Ralph, Johnny, Michael.
All right. Ben and Christina, what did you say?
So this is when people talk about doing a Jonathan, like Taylor did multiple of those in this question. Like, let's just name some black sounding names. What about Ronnie? Oh yeah, Ronnie. What about Ricky? Oh yeah, Ricky. I'm like, what is happening right now? So just a tip for anyone that's trying to remember their names. The first place you want to go to is the song "Cool It Now," where there's a lyric that says Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. You know, if you don't like the girl, who cares what you like, or whatever he says. So you always want to start with Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, right? So we already know that Bobby's not part of it. So you got a Ronnie, you got a Bobby, and a Ricky, right? Specifically, Ronnie DeVoe, Michael Bivins, and Ricky Bell. Then, of course, Ralph Tresvant, who was the best vocalist in the group, was the other person that they were talking to in that song. And then, of course, after Bobby was Bobbying, they kicked him out, and the Johnny Gill joined the group later. So we locked in Ronnie, Ricky, Michael, Ralph, and Johnny.
Let's break it down. And also give you the descriptions and how they're described on Wikipedia. First up, we have the primary lead vocalist, who I agree is probably I don't know if he's underrated, but he's the best in the group and carries the entire group on his back. That is Ralph Tresvant, or Tresvant. A man with sensitivity is, his thing. Next, we have one of the co-rappers. That would be Ronnie DeVoe. We have the other co-rapper, Michael Bivins. After Bobby Brown left, Johnny Gill came to be the secondary vocalist. Mm-hmm. And then finally, with the tertiary vocals,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
we have Ricky Bell.
Yep. Wow.
So, your correct answers: Ralph, Ronnie, Michael, Johnny, and Ricky.
Wow.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Everybody
Yes.
gets the 20 juicy points.
Yeah.
Man.
Great job, everybody.
But I gotta say, as y'all started pulling a Jonathan, I was like, this is our chance to make a comeback. And all I could think was, damn.
I knew.
Florida
Like, I
Evans.
was just. These sounded like good black boy band names.
So after the midpoint, Ben and Christina, you got the 20 juicy points there. So you have 8. But Rob and Taylor also got the 20 juicy points. So they have 110.
All right, that is the end of the first half. And before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by Every Plate. So it is a brand new year, and Every Plate wants to help you with your resolutions. One of those resolutions might be to save money, and Every Plate is a great way to do it. Did you know that Every Plate is 25% cheaper than grocery shopping for the same food? And it's 58% cheaper than your average fast casual meal? Every Plate is a great way to save money, and you get the food delivered to you. It comes ready to go. It's already pre-measured, pre-portioned. They give you everything you need to cook a great meal and a healthy meal at a great price point. And don't forget, they have new options, including their Nutrish and Delish meals, which are around 650 calories per meal. That option gives you great food at a great price that's great for you. Maybe today is the day that you check out Every Plate. The deal right now is you can get meals for $1.39 per meal by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code TWA139. That's right. You can get started today with Every Plate for just $1.39 a meal by going to everyplate.com/podcast. That's the word podcast. And entering code TWA139. It seems like today is a day to make a great decision, and this could be yours. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's game.
So round 4, question 1, your category, HBCUs. Fortunately, Taylor, you're not going to have an advantage on this one. Oh, maybe. I don't know, but I don't think so. So, though it makes several pop culture appearances in the 2002 movie Drumline and the title of a 2006 Outkast song, this HBCU, named for one of the founding members of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, lost its accreditation in 2003 and just regained it in 2022.
All right, we're locked in.
There's Clark Atlanta and there's Morris Brown. I'm pretty sure Drumline was filmed at both. I know there was I think it was like Atlanta A&T was the other school, but that's not real.
Right. Yeah.
So the other hint has me messed up because I don't know if it's Morris Brown or Clark.
The moment you said Clark Atlanta, that just it just kind of sparked right there. I think that's it. I can't think of anything. I can't remember Morris Brown. So yeah, that just everything just in my head. I just keep thinking Clark Atlanta, and I can't think of anything else. Or maybe it's just my tunnel vision. I don't know.
My dad went to Georgia Tech, and Clark Atlanta's right there. I don't remember them mentioning Clark Atlanta in Drumline. That's what's messing me up. I just know it was filmed there. Yeah, so it's honestly a flip of the coin for me. Yeah, it's just I really don't know which one was mentioned in the actual movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if either Clark or Morris Brown is the person in question. I don't know, Morris Brown?
Okay.
Sure, let's pick it.
Let's go Morris Brown.
Okay, Ben and Christina.
Ugh.
Yeah, so it might be a Jonathan. We don't know. I'll share a funny story here. So I went to FAMU for 3 years before they kicked me out. And I like to tell people I didn't drop out of school. I flunked out because I'm not a quitter. But the rumor is that the movie producers wanted to use the Marching 100 from Florida A&M as the competing band in the movie. And they rejected it because Marching 100 doesn't lose, according to them. I'm pretty sure that was Morris Brown that was in that. And the names Morris/Brown sounds familiar to someone that would be a founding member of AME. So we also locked in with Morris Brown.
Well, J. Anthony Brown from the Tom Joyner Show played their band leader.
Yes, he did.
In Drumline.
And he was surprisingly good, by the way.
He was really good.
Mhm.
He's got a little theatrical quality to him. You guys kind of leaned in that this is located in Atlanta because of the Outcast thing and Drumline too. But your correct answer is indeed Morris Brown. Taylor and Rob, you chose correctly.
Woo!
Nice.
Good job. I apparently don't remember this movie worth a damn.
Well, it's been a minute for me, but if I remember, did P.D. Pablo make an appearance at the end?
I believe so.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, he was like P.D. And being from North Carolina, of course, I'm
Right,
like,
of
North
course.
Carolina.
He was of the moment. So round 4, question 2, category celebrities. And I have a follow-up question for this answer, but you'll see. She's appeared in numerous big name and cult TV shows since 2002. But a little known fact about this MCU actress is that she is also a singer-songwriter that has contributed songs to the Creed and Creed 2 soundtracks.
Okay, I think we'll lock in.
Okay.
What movie was Zoe Saldana in, Christina?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's right.
Yeah, she plays Gamora.
Oh, I knew that. I'm so disappointed in myself right now.
Well, when 2002, I was trying to think, who of our actresses was in the MCU still doing things back then and possibly a singer-songwriter. And I really think Zoe Saldana, I remember seeing her in something where there was this beautiful guitar playing and she was singing. But I could be entirely wrong and conflating her with someone else.
First of all, we know that she was around back in 2002 because she was in Avatar. So we know that she's old enough to have been in that. So you think of black actresses old enough to have been in that, but also MCU, that eliminates pretty much everyone in the Black Panther movies except for Angela Bassett. And it's not Angela Bassett. By process of elimination, without overthinking this, I think we just lock in with Zoe Saldana.
Okay. Works for me.
So we're locked in.
It's a really good answer. And I wish I thought of it. But I know Tessa Thompson was in, she's Valkyrie. And then she's also in the Creed movies as like love interest.
Oh,
So
that's her?
I'm pretty sure that's her.
If I had known that.
Yeah, and she shows up in a lot of Janelle Monáe things.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, I don't know, we went with Tessa Thompson. I think that's her. But also, Zoe Saldana's a really good answer. So
It's Tessa Thompson. If I had known she was Creed's girlfriend, I would have answered that.
Hi.
So, okay. You guys locked in Tessa Thompson. Ben and Christina locked in Zoe Saldana. I do have a correct answer. And it is indeed Tessa Thompson.
Yep.
Zoe Saldana started off as a dancer.
Dancer.
So you can see her in like 2000 in Center Stage, and she was in Drumline. She was dancing in that too. But Tessa Thompson is the answer. Round 4, question 3. Your category, oddly enough, Born in April. The movies Fences and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom were based on plays written by this man, a 2-time Pulitzer Prize winner and once dubbed theater's Black Poet of America.
should we just 3, 2, 1 this?
No, because I need to verify my partner first.
Okay.
But y'all can lock in if you want.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll lock in.
Yep.
I would just. Do I have the last name right? August Wilson. Oh, I know August is right. I'm trying to make sure Wilson is right.
Yes. As far as I can remember and pull from the recesses of my unwrinkly brain right now, yes.
All right. I don't like overthinking things. We're gonna lock in with August Wilson.
Taylor and Robert. What'd you say?
Rob texted August, and then I said, "Yep, August Wilson." I think pretty much every black actor or actress probably has played one of the roles in one of the August Wilson plays with one of the dramatic monologues. Because he writes them. Yeah. So we went with August Wilson.
Both teams say August Wilson. Your correct answer is August Wilson. Nice job.
Good job.
Nice, Ben. Thank you.
So at the end of round 4, Ben and Christina, you have a respectable 100, but I don't think that Rob and Taylor have missed yet. You guys have 140?
I got to drop that.
Thanks for jinxing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Perfect game. Yes.
What's the first rule of a perfect game? The first rule.
It is the Fight Club of trivia. You just don't mention it.
I'm just noticing. Okay.
Well, I set a prerequisite limit of 100 points to maintain my black card, so I've already met my goal as far as I'm concerned.
So we're getting into round 5, and this is where some spiciness comes in. Round 5, question 1 was written by my husband, so thank you, Dane.
Thanks, Dane.
So your category is ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm loving it.
Yes, exactly. What rapper, probably best known for being one half of the rap duo Clips and maybe his 2019 feud with Drake, is actually credited for writing the McDonald's I'm Loving It jingle in 2003? McDonald's paid him a one-time fee instead of royalties. So this rapper has now taken his talents to Arby's instead.
Zahkia, what was the year on the McDonald's song?
2003.
All right. We'll go ahead and lock in.
Okay.
Well,
Robin Taylor, please have this hilarious conversation out loud.
We can't wait for this.
Well, thank you for breaking our streak.
Yep. So we thought about Mos Def and thinking about the group he was in, and the last group the only group I know him in was being with Talib Kweli and being Black Star, and so we got to that point and then obviously the question leading to Arby's, thinking of We Have the Meats, which brought us to Ving Rhames, and Taylor had asked me if Ving Rhames raps, and I said, and my response was, I hope not. I don't want to know what that sounds like. I don't. She said it was 2003, right? The group that he was in, what was the name? It was Clips?
Yeah, it was Clips.
All right. This is going to just sound like just an absolute, utter, off-the-ball answer, and it's just kind of feeling like one of those, it doesn't make sense that Bob Dylan wrote so many damn, jingles back in the day. Just for the absolute sheer hell of it, T-Pain. I don't know
Good
why.
old Tallahassee Pain?
Yeah.
Who was that?
What? I thought his name was Tylenol Pain Relief.
That's amazing.
I have no idea. So I'm like T-Pain, to hell with it.
Sure. He would sound great doing it with and without autotune, so.
Right, because, he actually can sing. People have heard him sing without the autotune, well, damn, why don't you do that? But, yeah, okay. I guess we are going to lock in with not Ving Rhames, and we are locking in with T-Pain.
Side note, I would love to see DMX direct some sort of a biopic with Ving Rhames as 50 Cent. If only. R.I.P. DMX, man.
Yeah, that would be yeah. You would have multiple Alec Baldwin situations if that were to.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's all. I'm just gonna leave that right there.
No.
That's topical.
So Ben and Christina, what'd you log in?
Well, what is that term? Some knee-jerk thunder I had was on Meek Mills, and I don't know where that came from, but Ben said, you said Chance the Rapper, which you liked artistically as possibly having beef with Drake, but that didn't seem like it fit the beef, right?
Yeah, so like I think that I was guessing Chance the Rapper for the same reason that Rob guessed T-Pain, which is somebody that's lyrical and musical, right? So it would make sense that somebody like him would write jingles, but he doesn't strike me as the type of guy that would have beef with Drake. So it didn't seem to fit that part of it. And then you suggested Meek Mill. And I was like, well, Meek Mill's made a lot of terrible decisions. So that whole thing about getting a one-time payment instead of royalties from McDonald's totally is on brand for him. So if you feel strongly about Meek Mill, then I said, well, let's just go with it.
It really popped out of nowhere. I was like, Drake and Meek Mills. I feel like I remember that. I could be totally wrong, but I feel like I remember that.
Yeah. And just to be clear, our locked-in answer is Meek Mill.
Okay.
Just I don't want any confusion pronunciation or anything like that.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
This is 10 points to Zahkia. I am sorry to break your streak there.
No, you're not.
No.
No, you're not.
I swear. This rapper did have a feud with Drake in 2019. Meek Mill did have a feud with Drake, just not in this year.
Okay.
This rapper is known for this back and forth he was having with Drake and revealed that Drake had a child. He was largely kind of not silent, but kind of on the back burner of large hip hop acts because his biggest hit was in, I think, 2004, Grindin' with Clips from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Your correct answer is not T-Pain, but Pusha T.
Pusha T.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like I thought like the gold standard of being a rap artist is that you had to have a beef with Drake. So I thought
nowadays.
I mean, that's the only way you get into the game. It's like you either have to be grandfathered in or you have to have a beef with Drake.
You have to. So you have to either be in a beef with Drake, you have to date Nicki Minaj, or you have to be involved in a bowling alley shooting. Like we have to do one of those three things to break through in the music in the rap industry.
Well, sorry, 757.
Round 5, question 2. Your category is famous phrases. This expression, often used to mean the real thing, is derived from the name of the inventor of the automatic steam engine lubricator, the folding ironing board, and a lawn sprinkler. It is also the name of a German dance group that produced the 90s hit Another Night.
All right, we're going to lock in.
Okay.
Well, just as I was enjoying the silence.
All I can think of is like double speak or something. It's like when you think something's like the real thing, you usually say it twice.
It almost feels like a bit of a trap in a way, because when she said that it's a phrase to that indicates like the real thing, the like I go into the real McCoy and thinking that like that's the last name of the person who invented all of this stuff, and that I believe there actually was a group called the Real McCoys, but I don't know if they were German. So like she basically just took our streak and set the car on fire like Angela Bassett right now.
Yeah. Want to know what brand of hot sauce this was to add it to this game, make it spicy? Because good gracious.
This is like sriracha.
It's the black episode, so it's Frank's Red Hot.
I like McCoy. It sounds like a name.
I mean, it sounds like a name. So, and I mean, that is something that used to be said like in older times when, you know, hey, is that someone you trust? It's like, oh, he's the real McCoy. I don't know what the fake McCoy looks like, but I mean, that's really all I've got. It's like I said, I think, you know, when people said that something was the real thing, it was the real McCoy. I'm pretty sure there was a group called the Real McCoys, but I don't know if they were German. I'm not sure if that was their song. So just on those two, notwithstanding all of the inventions, that's what I've got.
Let's go with my grandma had this like Black Inventors book that I used to read through, but I do not remember a lot of those names. I just remember what was made by a black person originally, which is most things we use. So
yeah. Message.
Bars.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's go with McCoy. Sure.
Okay. So wait, so you're looking for the catchphrase, right? Mm-hmm. Not just the name. So then I guess the catchphrase would be the real McCoy. We could lock in with the real McCoy.
Ben and Christina, what did you say?
Yeah, when you started reading the question, immediately the real McCoy came into my mind because I remember that phrase being a reference to a black inventor. And I don't know why this got stuck in my head, but I feel like it was a couple or a woman that invented it. I might be totally wrong about that. But we also locked in with the real McCoy.
He's got a very, very interesting backstory. Born in Ontario to fugitive slave parents, crossed the border and lived and invented the automatic steam engine lubricator right here in Detroit. Your answer is the real McCoy, Elijah McCoy.
Nice.
The real McCoy is
Nice.
Bear with me on round 5, question 3. It's going to be fun. I'm going to ask for a little bit of levity, some audience participation. Okay?
All right.
So your category is TV themes. And it's going to seem familiar at first, but deal with me here. So sing this lyric from the Good Times theme song. Temporary layoff. Good times. Yes. Easy credit rip-off.
Good times.
Scratching and surviving.
Good times.
So according to the Chappelle Show and the first season DVD box, they say that next lyric is hanging in a chow line. However, the writers of the song say it's hanging in and this word. Used mostly in the 70s, it could mean to dance or kid around.
There goes where I was going.
I fully thought that was the lyric from the Chappelle Show. Like, fully thought it.
Someone else did, too. It's on the first season DVD box.
All right, we are locked in.
Okay, Ben and Christina.
Oh, yeah, this conversation is about to go left real fast. I remember reading about this years ago and being surprised that chow line is not actually part of the lyric. You were saying what rhymes with chow line. I'm like, jowl line, as in the line of a jowl from a pig. I don't know. You were saying clowning, but I don't think it's clowning because that's something that came along later.
Okay. So I was looking for something that was an approximate rhyme and meant something to the effect of dancing and kidding around. So I said clowning, and you said that's a little too late. It's a little too early for that. So then we were thinking maybe jiving. Does that fit in there?
And jiving. No, that's just, there's definitely an owl. There's an owl in there somewhere. I don't know how to get there from where we are, though. That's the problem.
Could it be howling?
Yeah, but there's like a CH or J in there. I don't know. Troweling? Like troweling? I don't know.
Hanging in a chow.
Hanging in and something.
Right. But I'm saying it's really an and in the lyric, but we hear it as a chow.
Okay. Right.
So could that chow be the and part? So it's the owl line that we're looking for.
Yeah. I think there's a J in there because the A is like a and J, going that end of that and going into that phonetic sound. So that's a J, a CH, or a T, I think.
All right, I'm gonna need an answer.
Yeah.
Ben, it's on you.
Okay, that's fine. I have no problem with that. Let's go with Jowl Line. JOWLLINE.
Sing it, please.
Hanging in Jowl Line.
Good times. All right. Taylor and Rob, what do you guys say?
Just obviously we sat here for a little bit. Taylor sent a message of Jive Line, and it pretty much it got me to thinking about that episode on the Chappelle Show where I believe it is one of the producers who's sitting there as a contestant, and he said hanging in a jury. And I remember how Dave was saying how close that was. So I was remembering that J sound. And so going back to, the 70s and, a term is being used back then, which I guess slight spoiler alert. One of the things that I am planning on doing as far as my own podcast is my brother and I are planning on doing a podcast reviewing blaxploitation movies. So
Yes.
So going back to that made me think, hey, jive. Jive was definitely a term that was back in the 80s or back in the 70s. So just like hearing it and using jive, I was like, well, it's clearly at least a 2-syllable word. So then it's like hanging and a jiving. So but I guess that's pretty much where it led it to that. And we really couldn't think of anything else. So we came up with hanging in a jiving.
Good times. So your correct answer is hanging in and jiving.
Yes.
Oh, let the record show my last text says, so jiving?
Because I wondered, like, if like you listen to it, like if there is a break in how she says it, where she says a jive, and like that I part kind of trails off to kind of make this O sound. I kind of hear what you were talking about, Ben, but like maybe that's what it is, where you hear it a different way. I don't know.
Well, we have to finish this song though, because you can't just stop there, right?
Yes.
Oh, I can't do that.
We lucky we got 'em.
Doom, 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 doom.
Good times.
Okay, now it's the.
Yes, the painting. Yes. So great. Yeah. Y'all know what this is. Y'all can't see the pose he made, but y'all know exactly what pose we're talking about.
Very good. So at the end of round 5, Ben and Christina, you have 110. Robin Taylor, you have a very respectable 160.
But not perfect.
Not perfect. Pusha T got you. Start a feud with him.
Yeah, he has a way of doing that.
So we're getting into round 6. Round 6, question 1, your category. Nobel Peace Prize winners. Ralph Bunche became the first African American to win the Nobel Peace Prize in 1950 for his peace mediation work in the late 40s in what country?
We'll lock in.
Okay.
So I legit just answered this question yesterday on the Black History Sporkle list thing, and I did remember what year or what country, and I like Israel a lot. I don't know why Mongolia and Pakistan came to my mind. Maybe just other Nobel Peace Prizes, or maybe just thinking about the countries.
Yeah, like the moment she said, winning a peace prize. For some reason, I went like full Jesse Jackson and was thinking Iran. And then that was like, wait, this is way, way earlier than that. But that was like, wait a minute. I think it's an I country. So I'm fine with Israel. So,
Yeah, let's do it.
okay. And we are locking in with Israel.
Okay, Ben and Christina, what did you say?
Yeah, we were discussing. I'm like, I've asked a question about this. I told Christina, I think it's Middle East, pretty sure. Initially, Iran popped in my head, and because it seems like there's always something going on in Iran. But then, Christina, you suggested Israel.
I did, because for the time frame, I was thinking about the founding of the country. It was that 1948, and so getting it that award in the late 1940s, 1950 would have made sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the founding was 47, and then there was something called I think it's called the 7 Days War. I may have that, but off, maybe 6 days. But that would have happened like right around that time. So it would make sense that he would be awarded, because that was, from what I can remember, at least historically, the most significant, struggle, right, post World War II in that time frame was that. So for those reasons, we locked in with Israel.
Both teams say Israel. Your correct answer is Israel. For
Nice. Good job, Christina.
for all the reasons.
And you too. Boyaka.
Yeah. Now, me being the wrestling guy I am, immediately Rey Mysterio got summoned when you said Booyaka, but
All right. Round 6, question 2. Your category is historic places. Kind of. The name of the Gap Band is a tip of a cowboy hat to 3 streets: Greenwood, Archer, and Pine, in the historic Greenwood district of what U.S. city? Their hometown. Despite the Gap Band having a bunch of party hits, the Greenwood district was the site of a tragedy in the early 20th century.
Should we lock in?
Yeah, let's lock in.
Okay.
We are locked in.
Hi.
this is definitely going to be on my warm it up Chris Zahkia when I name bands and ask where they're from. Although I don't know this one off the top of my head, but I have seen pictures, I think even an album cover where Charlie Wilson is wearing a cowboy hat. And typically cowboy hats first take you to Texas, but I think they're from Oklahoma, I think. And I want to say probably, if we're talking about tragedies involving black people, that takes me to Tulsa immediately. Mm-hmm. And Tulsa feels right for the Gap Band.
Yeah, and that's where I was. Ben said Oklahoma, but cowboy hat equals Texas. But I said, Tulsa comes to my mind when I think of, early 20th century tragedies. And then, yeah.
Mm. You want the name of the city, right, Zahkia?
Yes.
All right, so let's lock in with Tulsa.
Rob and Taylor, what did you say?
Yeah, I went directly to Tulsa when you said early 20th century massacres. Tulsa massacre, pretty terrible. I had no clue about Greenwood District or anything, but that's honestly just the first thing that I think of when I think of a big tragedy and country. Or, I mean, like, not saying the gut, but yeah, like cowboy hats and such. So, yeah, we went with Tulsa.
The other name for the Greenwood District, it's better known as Black Wall Street, which was located in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And let me tell you about the Gap Band. I threw this question late last night because I don't know. I just got into this weird, was it funk disco party music that that vibe,
yep.
that Gap Band vibe.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite vibe of all.
And I know all of these songs, like you got to get up early in the morning. I love that. And Party Train, just listen to all of those. And it turns out my son is really into it too, because he was dancing along. But I had never seen any of their videos. Charlie Wilson is always decked out in a cowboy hat.
And just like the outfits, they are glittery. There's fringe everywhere. So they are clearly from somewhere in the Southwest. Learned they're from Oklahoma. Learned what the Gap Band name was about, so I had to throw it in. So shout out to Charlie Wilson and the Gap Band.
Awesome. Yeah, I would never reject a Gap Band question. Love the Gap Band.
Round 6, question 3. Your category: Sampledelic Relics and Dance Floor Oddities. That's my name for sample questions about music samples.
Okay.
All right. So your question: producer Rodney Jerkins sampled the University of Michigan drum line to create the beat to this single that peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, was nominated for a Grammy for Best R&B Vocal Performance by a Duo or Group, and was the official song for the NBA playoffs for the 2004-2005 season.
Yeah, Taylor, I think we should lock in with the first one.
I mean,
Yeah.
just doesn't scream NBA.
Well, the alternative definitely does not.
Less than a minute left, friends.
That's all I got. We got to guess something.
Yeah.
All right, we're just gonna lock in with that.
We have Destiny's Child, or I guess the only 2 groups I put up there are Destiny's Child and Black Eyed Peas.
I think the thing is that I think Black Eyed Peas was later, because with the 2004-2005 NBA playoffs, that is early 2005. I don't think that song came out until close to like 2008 to 2010. Could be completely and utterly wrong though, but I like Destiny's Child getting nominated for a Grammy. That's not a Black Eyed Pea MO. They don't make music good enough to get nominated for Grammys. Although I think they got nominated a couple of times. I like your first one. I like the first one.
Do you want the song or the artist?
The song, please.
Lose My Breath.
Yeah.
Lose My Breath. Sure.
All right. Ben and Christina, what did you say?
Oh, this is gonna be epic. All right, so I'm thinking for a long time. I'm like, I'm all over this. Like, I'm from Detroit. Michigan is my football team. I know their fight song, but there's no parts of the drums in the fight song that ring a bell. Then you said NBA. I'm like, I'm the NBA guy. Like, the Spurs won the championship that year. I think they beat the Pistons, if I'm not mistaken. Like, so I knew that part. Rodney Jerkins. I love Rodney Jerkins. I do not know what this song is. So, like, what was big back then? So I'm like, okay, Jagged Edge, Genuine, Destiny's Child. We could not come up with I said Casey and JoJo. We couldn't come up with a song. So at the last minute, I was like, okay, Drew Hill, Sleeping in My Bed remix, right? Totally wrong. Totally wrong. Right? But we had nothing else. And then Christina started lighting up. So then she writes the Running Man song revamp. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So we locked in with that, but we're going to clarify what she meant because we didn't change our answer. What she's talking about is, at night, I think of you. So our official answer is My Boo by the Quad City DJ. I didn't let Christina talk at all. I should probably let her talk some through that. But.
I sang in there with you. Thank you.
Okay.
The running. Okay.
So I was like, NBA playoffs, basketball. They did the Running Man challenge. And I was like, but that song made a comeback and it's upbeat. I don't know.
Got it. Okay. All right.
How's that face?
The way I will back into explaining this one, Rodney Jerkins is a producer, yes. He is sometimes known as Darkchild, and he has produced a song for this group before. And the song starts, Dark Child 99. And the answer to the group is Destiny's Child. And Destiny's Child had a song with a bunch of like a bunch of drums in it. And it was called Can You Keep Up, Baby Boy? You made me lose my breath.
I just don't even know what's happening right now. Like
You had it right at the gate. You had it. That was right there.
Because it was the only song I can think of that had a drum line in it. But then I was like, maybe there's others, because sampling you could just draw out things and it doesn't sound like a drum line.
Yeah, but it sampled the drum line.
Wow.
And I was so stuck on it being an R&B duo that in my mind I immediately ruled out Destiny's Child.
It's duo or group.
Well, we discussed Destiny's Child, but I couldn't think of a Destiny's Child song that would fit. Right?
Gotcha.
Like Independent Women doesn't fit the 2005 NBA playoffs. Like I just
At the end of round 6, friends, Ben and Christina, you have a very, very respectable 130 points. Rob and Taylor, you have 190.
When somebody calls your score respectable, that's kind of like saying that's like little to black people. Oh, I like your little car. I like your little outfit. I see you in your little house. Like that's like the same thing.
No, I actually mean it. That is respectable. That's a good score. It's just someone else with a better score. So I'm gonna need you guys to think of your wagers. Your category is 6 degrees of Lauren London.
All right, our wager's locked in.
Our wager is locked in.
Your first question in the gauntlet category of 6 degrees of Lauren London. Rashad and Nunu, Esquire, Brooklyn Bridges, and Teddy are the main characters in what 2006 film in which Lauren London co-stars? It shares the name with one of the busiest airport codes in the country.
Rob, should we lock in?
Yeah, let's lock in. We're locked in.
Yeah. So our answer's locked in.
Question 2 of your gauntlet of 6 degrees of Lauren London. From 1999 to 2003, what rapper had Lauren tattooed on his right arm, but covered it up with Carter before he got married to another woman?
Okay, we're locked in.
You okay with that, Christina?
Yes, we can lock that in.
All right, our answer's locked in.
Round 3 of your gauntlet category, 6 degrees of Lauren London. In 2022, Lauren London and Puma collaborated on a fashion line, perhaps inspired by her experiences in the Baldwin Hills and Crenshaw neighborhoods in what U.S. city, which is her hometown?
How specific do you want to be on U.S. city?
Not very specific.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, we're locked in.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we're fine. Well, our answer is locked in.
All right, let's grab some answers now. So that first one with Rashad and Nunu and the movie with the airport codes. Ben and Christina, what did you say?
I'm like, look, a movie that's got an airport code in it is one of the busiest United States. It's got to be ATL. So we locked in with ATL.
Okay. And Robin Taylor, what did you say?
Yeah, we said the same thing. Busy airport code, one of the busiest in the world. Atlanta's airport is one of the busiest, so we locked in with ATL.
I know T.I.'s in it.
Yeah, there's that.
So what rapper had Lauren on his arm and covered up with Carter before he got married? Robin Taylor, what did you guys say?
We were trying to think Carter's. The only two that I could think of that was Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. But Lil Wayne, as Rob eloquently said, nobody knows what his tattoos say. So we went with Jay-Z.
Okay. Ben and Christina, what did you say?
Yeah, very similar conversation. I said for Carter, that's either Wayne, because all his albums are called The Carter, or Jay-Z, because that's his actual last name. But we went the opposite direction because we couldn't remember that Jay-Z dated anyone seriously prior to Beyonce. So we locked in with Lil Wayne.
And the Puma collaborated fashion line inspired by Baldwin Hills and Crenshaw. Ben and Christina, what did you say?
Go ahead, Christina.
Well, so Crenshaw took us to Compton, and so Ben was like, "That's LA." So that's why he asked, "How specific do we need to be, like on the city?" So we went with Los Angeles.
That I had absolutely no clue, and Taylor said LA. I said sure. So pretty much, we went with Los Angeles.
Well, it's time to give you the answers, and we will go in a way. I'll start with the things you guys agreed on. Rashad, Ant, Nunu, Esquire, Brooklyn Bridges, and Teddy are all the main characters in ATL. Nice job. Baldwin Hills and Crenshaw are both neighborhoods in Los Angeles. Very good.
Okay. All right.
Now, the rapper who had Lauren tattooed on his right arm covered up with Carter before he got married to a woman named Toya is Lil Wayne.
Yes! Look at the white shoes. Look at the white shoes. That's a good one right there.
Oh, that hurts.
You guys were near perfect, but let's definitely wagers make it interesting. So, Robin Taylor, what did you wager?
We pretty much, as I think every time I've been on this show, I've followed the same damn philosophy that champions bet 0. And so we wagered 0.
So you will end with 190. Ben and Christina, what did you wager?
Yeah, I think after the drubbing that we got in a regular game, I was like, Christina, we're gonna bet it all because there's no point. We came with nothing, we leave with nothing. So we're just like Charlie Wilson's career in the 2000s. We are back from the dead.
So with a final score of 260 to 190, Ben and Christina are your winners of this game.
Good job.
Good job.
Great job,
Thank
Christina.
you. Oh, you too. Thank you, Ben. You carried us. Thank you. You saved my card somewhat.
Oh
halfway.
you were great. No, this was an equal effort, trust me.
I'm trying to figure out how you can see that in Lil Wayne's arm with all them tattoos he's got. I mean,
what it came down to was who out of Jay-Z and Lil Wayne, who is more likely to have a woman's name tattooed on his arm? Yeah, Lil Wayne.
I mean, he's got more tattoos than things you could put Frank's hot sauce on. Like, damn.
Yeah. He's I think he's officially out of surface area on his skin for tattoos. He should start selling skin that doesn't have tattoos on it for like branding. Like he should for advertising dollars.
I still don't think you could see it though. Like
that doesn't matter. None of that matters.
Christina, as the guest on the winning team, you go first. Do you have any shout outs?
Yes, love to shout out my dad and mom for giving me knowledge that hopefully I didn't get to use most of it. Like there were no Prince questions. I was deeply upset.
People call me rude.
But really, shout out to all the educators out there doing some really tough work every single day for our kids. It's hard out there, let me tell you. Politicians are really coming for educators right now. And so if you have an educator in your life, thank them, support them, give them love, and vote in a way that will support our children and our future in public education.
I love it. Whitney Houston would be so proud. Taylor, you're next. Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, I want to also shout out my parents for all the reruns and music because I wouldn't have gotten any of these questions right. And also, I would like to I had mentioned her earlier when the introduction, but my grandmother, and she instilled values of education and gave me a lot of those Brain Quest cards, which I attribute all of my trivia knowledge to, as anybody born in the 90s probably does. And also, just please support Black businesses and Black people in science. As a Black person in science, we love the support. We're out here trying to represent us. So
beautiful. I love it. Robert, what you got?
I gotta go through this speed run. I guess first, as I feel like I've brought this up every episode, adopt. For there's a lot of children that are out there that need your parenting and need your homes, and there's definitely a large contingency of Black children who are out there who need families. And if you are out there and you're looking, it's a fun process to go through, and it is definitely something that is worthwhile. As my wife and I have 3 of our own. They are teenagers, and they're all girls. And it definitely makes for a very fun household to make sure that you know exactly where the My Doll is. That's what happens. But it's good, and it's always fun. So definitely for your local areas, take a look, see who's out there, get a foster license, and help, because these kids need homes. Also, I guess going back to what I said earlier, as a trivia host, if you guys are here in the Detroit area, you can find me Monday nights at Ferndale Project in Ferndale, Michigan, Wednesday nights at Eastern Market Brewing Company in Detroit. And I think that's it. Oh, and I almost forgot, podcast, Better on Draft, craft beer, live every Friday, 7 o'clock. Check us out.
Very cool. And if you ever go see Rob, and if you're in Detroit and you go see Rob, hit me up. I'll come and play too.
I still love to hold on to the fact that the reason you are here is because of me.
Yeah.
The first time you told your story about how you got into this, just like, I got one.
You probably have more.
It's like that whole, if I can change one person, then my life is fulfilled. I am fulfilled.
Oh, that's so sweet. So for Rob, for Taylor, for Christina, for Ben, and for me, Zahkia, thank you for listening. This has been Trivial Warfare, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.
When you finish listening to this podcast, open up YouTube and go and search Silk Sonic Leave the Door Open. There are a bunch of girls in the background, and one is that Tessa Thompson in the background dancing, because it looks like her, but it also does not look like her. And I've been so sure that it is, and it isn't. And then she does pop up in music videos sometimes. So if someone can answer that question for me, please, you will be doing me a service.
Gotcha.